So meal planning helps me save time and money, but I'm a lazy planner. And so I need a plug and go system that I can use every single time. And I kind of made one, so I'm gonna share it with you. Welcome to Plan, Prep, Pray. Hey girlie, my name is Wendy and I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom of 4 little ones, and on this channel I talk about productivity tips, methods, and resources because peaceful presence can be found when you are a good steward of your time. When creating a meal planning system, my first recommendation is always to make a favorites list. Make a list of your family's favorite foods, your go-tos, the ones that you know the kids will enjoy every single time. That list will be very, very handy when it comes time to meal planning. So take the time, ask around, and write down 1 through 50, hopefully. No, I'm just kidding. Write down everything that your family loves to eat. Include breakfasts, lunches, snacks, all the things. Make a good list. Second thing, figure out when you want to meal plan. Now, this is so important. Figure out when you want to meal plan. Now, for me, I am a monthly meal planner. I can't meal plan every single week. I don't like meal planning that much, so I can't meal plan every single week. I can't do it every other week. I am a monthly meal planner. And I'll link a video up above of how exactly I monthly meal plan, but the gist of it is I do 7 categories and 4 meals per category. But check out that video down below, as well as the printable, the free printable that I have that you can use to do the same. But that's how I do it, but you have to decide what's best for you, whether it's weekly or bi-weekly. Put it in your head that I need to sit down on this day and get this meal plan done. Now, the other thing is, when it comes to the monthly meal plan, why it works for me is because I stick with the same 7 lunches and the same 7 breakfasts. And so the only things that are really changing up is the dinners. And so on a weekly basis is the dinners. And so I'm able to do that. And now once a month when I sit down, I'll switch it up and we'll do 7 new lunches and 7 new breakfasts. But by sticking with the same 7 breakfasts and 7 lunches, I'm able to monthly meal plan because I'm only thinking about the dinners. So the third thing you're gonna do now is you're gonna go and see what you have in your fridge and your freezer. Don't empty yourself, but know what you have available to you. Now, let me know in the comments, are you guilty of buying something that you already have more than once? So I always forget. If I don't check, I always forget. You've got peanut butter, Wendy. You don't need any more. You've got peanut butter. You don't need any more. So now I have a good stockpile of peanut butter because I'm constantly just being oh, we need peanut butter. I'm constantly picking up more and more jars of peanut butter. So it will not only save you time, but money to check and see what you have before you make your plan. So now's the time where you sit down, you know what you have, you know how often you want to do this, and so you're gonna know how many meals you need to plan, and you're gonna sit down and you're just gonna write down your plan. You're just gonna write down your meals. Now, 2 things to keep in mind. Keep in mind leftovers and easy meals like pizza and breakfast for dinner and things like that. So keep those 2 things in mind when creating your list of meals for however long you plan on meal planning for. If you like this type of content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I talk about all sorts of productivity tips, hacks, and methods in a way that is kind of plug and go, very easy to implement, that kind of stuff, because that's kind of how my brain functions. So now that you've got an idea of what your meals are, sit down and write down a grocery list. What are you missing? What do you need to complete meals or to make your meals possible. So I do a once a month grocery shop, as well as weekly fillers. And so my once a month grocery shopping tends to be a lot bigger. And my weekly tend to be a lot more fillers, tend to be a lot smaller. I use my planner, and this planner is my peaceful planner. I'll link it in the description, but you can always just use a simple notebook, sheet of paper. So what I do, once I write down all my meals, then I write down my shopping list right next to it. And so when I go to the grocery store, I grab my planner and my shopping list is right there, and I'm able to just check off the things as I pick them up. And so that is super helpful for me, is to always go to the grocery store with a grocery list so that I don't spend more money than I need to. So now that you've done your grocery shopping and you have all of your food, prep time. Now, I'm a huge believer in prepping because, like I said, I'm all about grab and go, plug in, open and go, like streamlining everything to combat my laziness. Now, I do monthly breakfasts, which I'll link that video up above where you could see the 3 things that I always monthly prep for breakfast. And then on top of that, I do weekly prep too. So like, for example, I will make the tuna ahead of time, and I'll boil eggs ahead of time, different things like that I will do on a weekly basis once I do my grocery haul. The other thing is I also prep one of the 4 meals that we'll be having for the week. So I technically only cook 4 dinners for the week because the other 2 is an easy meal and leftovers. And so I only cook 4 times. And so one of the 4 meals I do ahead of time with my grocery shop. Now, with all this planning, last thing I would say is be flexible. So for example, I don't assign days to each meal. So I'm not like, Monday I'm gonna make the chicken and rice, Tuesday I'm gonna make the macaroni. Like, I don't do that because I allow myself flexibility for how the days may flow, how the week may be going. And so maybe I might need my easier meal at the beginning of the week all of a sudden when I thought that that would be something that I could use later, you know what I mean? So allow yourself flexibility. Don't necessarily assign days to each meal unless that works for you, you know? The other thing I would say is be mindful of just keeping breakfasts and lunches simple, you know, at least when starting out, or in my case, forever. But just be mindful of keeping it simple and not making it too much work for you, because you already got to cook dinner. Breakfast and lunch doesn't have to be this big thing. And the other thing about keeping it simple is that it allows for the kids to be able to do breakfasts and lunches on their own. And so as a stay-at-home homeschooling mom, I just think it's vital to have kids that are independent and also to just contribute, you know, to aid in the function of our family and how we flow and stuff like that, that everything is not 100% dependent on me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Hit the like button to let me know that you like content like this. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you'd like to see how I monthly meal plan, click this video right here. And until next time, bye.